So I would love to introduce someone that I'm thrilled to have here tonight, and I think you're going to love this message. Larry Janesky, 30 years ago, he was 18 years old, and he was a carpenter, and he built a house. And from there, he addressed a problem that they had, which was wet basements in Connecticut, right? He now has almost 30 patents. He's grown a business that's become over a $100 million business from that first house that he built. He's got 250 employees who just voted their company one of the best places to work in Connecticut. He's got a network of dealers across North America, 350 dealers, something like that. Beyond that, Larry has understood the need to actually mentor along people who work for him, work as his dealers. And so he's written some books. And the way I learned of Larry was he wrote a book called The Highest Calling. And The Highest Calling is a business allegory. And it's a story about a business owner whose business was failing until he got a special mentor who came along and helped him focus on what was important. And so with that, I'd like to introduce Larry Janesky to talk about how to get your highest calling. Come on up. Thank you, Larry.
All right. Good evening, everybody. I'm honored to be with you here tonight, to be your speaker. You know, the life of an entrepreneur is one that can be very exciting, very rewarding, and very colorful. And it's likely to be punctuated by crushing lows and breathtaking highs. I know. I've lived this life for 30 years, and it's as far as I know, it's the best way that we can use the talents that we've been given and the time that we have here on earth to help other people and to make the world a better place. As a second grader, I went door to door selling seeds, flower seeds and garden seeds, and to make money for myself. And I learned something at that very young age that I hope all of you and all entrepreneurs out there understand by now, and that is that we don't need to wait around for other people to make something happen, right? Clap if you understand this, right? I had other entrepreneurial ventures as a kid, and I learned about self-discipline. I learned about failure and rejection, and I also experienced some of the success that I wanted so much more of. In 1982, when I graduated high school, I wanted to be a carpenter, so I got a job for $5 an hour at a remodeling company, and the owner of the company and I didn't really see eye to eye. See, his plan for me was a lot different than my plan. His plan was that I was going to clean up and be a gopher. You know what a gopher is? Go for this, go for that. And I had a much bigger vision for myself. So after about 30 days, he fired me, which of course was a very good thing. So I put an ad in the newspaper. Remember newspaper advertising? And and I said, carpentry, no job too small, call Larry. And I got calls, and I realized that if I showed up on time and sober, which for me was all the time, I had a big advantage over everyone else out there. So I got plenty of work. And one day I got this call from a guy who says, I'd like you to build a house for me. And I said, well, I can do it, but I'm 18 years old, and I hope that's not a problem. And there's this long silence on the phone. You could just hear the guy weighing his options. And he says, well, the building boom was on. All the real carpenters were busy. So he's down to me. And I met with him, and I got the job. And so me and my two employees, my 17-year-old friend and my 14-year-old brother who was on summer vacation, built this house. This is a true story. 3,000 square foot contemporary house. And I learned a lot. So, the lesson here is that you have to believe in yourself, really. That no one else is better than you are. They just know things that you don't know yet. And I always had this notion that if that guy can do it, I can do it. And that's important, and that's definitely stuck with me. Over the next 5 years, I built 23 more houses, and I learned a lot. And then in 1987, the housing market collapsed, and you couldn't build any more houses because they wouldn't sell. So I had to find something else to do, a career change. And so I learned something back then is that, there's a reason for everything, even if you don't understand it at the time that it's happening. If you don't quit, you don't give up, there's a reason that these things are happening. It's like you had to be there to be here. And then if we project that into the future, we say, well, we have to be here to be where we're going. All right? So I have a lot of faith in really what happens. So my career took a big fork when the last house I built had a wall crack that leaked, a foundation wall crack that leaked. And in my quest to, figure out how do you fix this, which is, pre-internet, so it was difficult. All of a sudden, I'm in the basement waterproofing business. I became a dealer for a company out of Illinois that had one product to fix wet basements. And all the other dealers around the country would call this manufacturer and say, well, how do I run my business? And they would say, well, Larry Janesky in Connecticut is doing all right. Why don't you call him and ask him? So I would get these calls, and I decided to put together a training program to help basement waterproofing contractors run their business. And all I wanted from the manufacturer was to give me their blessing. It was going to make them more money. It wasn't going to cost them a dime. Just give me your blessing. And I was really kind of insulted when they ignored me. And then I was surprised when they offered me their entire company for sale. Now I'm 25 years old, and I have no money, okay? But I said, I drove out to Illinois to check it out as a potential buyer. And what I realized was I didn't want to buy their company, but I realized I could do what they were doing way better than they could. And I could do what they should be doing. And so I went home and I started my own national company. And with a few products that I put together, and I started calling around the country to other basement waterproofing contractors saying, would you like to be a dealer for me? And here's a lesson, is that we have to redefine what our business is to whom. Where my competitors thought they were in the manufacturing business or distribution business, I knew I needed to be in a different business. I needed to be in the business of helping my dealers be successful. And that was a completely different thing. And I didn't know how to do it. I knew I had to do it, but I didn't know how to do it. So here's what I want you to take away. I have just a short time with you tonight, and I want to pick one thing. If there was one thing that you would remember from my talk that I could really help you with, is this. The story of your business is the story of you. If you want your business to grow, then you have to grow. If your business is stuck, it's because you're stuck. Okay? So I had to learn a lot of different things. I had to learn about the science of my business. I had to learn about positioning in the marketplace, about how to be a marketing expert, how to be an expert sales trainer. I had to learn how to be the kind of leader that people would follow. How to be the kind of leader that other people would want to work for a long period of time. I had to learn about accounting and systems, and all the while I had to redefine my own business as I delegated chunks off, right? So today, our company is a $110 million per year enterprise. We have 330 contractor dealers across North America that look to us not just as a supplier, but as an indispensable strategic partner. And we help them with their entire business. If you think of us as the parent company of a franchise, we're not a franchise, we're a dealer network, but if you think of us as a parent company of a franchise, that you get a good idea of what we do. We're the leader in 5 different industries: basement waterproofing, dirt crawl space repair, basement finishing, structural repair of foundations, lifting up houses that settle in the ground, and home energy conservation. We have 265 employers. We're the largest employer in our town. See how small business creates jobs, right? What this thing could turn into. We're the largest taxpayer in our town. We have 6 facilities spread over a 50-acre campus, many of the facilities that we built. And our operations include, well, we have our own software development in-house. We have our own finance company to finance the jobs that our dealers sell. We have our own video department. We have 7 people that shoot and edit video all day long, right? That's how important. We've insourced the important things, outsourced the least important things. We have 35 people in our internet marketing department, and we're really good at it. Our internet people work in a place called the Treehouse. It's a space that's outfitted like a treehouse. It's the coolest, workspace in the country. And you can check it out at treehouseworkspace.com. It's very, very cool. Our video department works in a place called the iStar Station. It's a place decked out like a space station. It's really cool. We have this big, giant 50s cafeteria, and it's just fantastic. Our employees voted us one of the 10 best places to work in our state several times, and it's just been fantastic. Yeah. Good jobs, right? Good jobs. So one of the greatest success principles that there is that we have to learn from other people, because you'll never live long enough to learn everything on your own. You have to learn from other people. And if we do that, then we can avoid years of frustration and loss and spinning our wheels. If we learn from other people, then we can shave the amount of years that it's going to take us to do something great by quite a bit. I never went to college. And yet I consider myself one of the best educated people in any room. When I was 19 years old, I discovered audio programs. And at the time, so that's 1983, they're cassette tapes. And it wasn't cool back then, And when my friends would get in my pickup truck for a ride, I'd take the audio program, stick it under the seat so they wouldn't, tease me about that motivational crap and stuff like that, But I have been self-educating myself for all these years, and even to this day, I consume about 40 books a year, and I'm just a lifelong adult learner. That's what we need to be. And I find it amazing that people that are the best in their industry will put down a lifetime of experience, in a book that you can buy for a few bucks, right? Isn't it an awesome time? And then we have the internet. I mean, it's so easy to learn. We just have to pick what we need to know and find the right people to teach us. And it's all available. It's fantastic. I learn from everywhere. I learn from advisors and consultants and counselors and teachers and authors and other business owners. And you take what you learn and you customize it and package it for your business, right? For your customers, for your team. So the story of your business is the story of you. If you want your business to grow, you have to grow. In order to get results we never got, we have to become someone that we have never been. We have to learn things we've never known. We have to do things we've never done. We have to say things we've never said. We have to become the kind of person that attracts what we say we want. And it takes courage, because invariably what we're going to have to do is leave behind who we are now in favor of the person that we need to be to get the results that we say we want. And many of us spend a lot of time justifying all the decisions that we made, justifying our position. Yeah, but, why do it this way? Because, you don't understand, it's because. And we defend where we are now. And that makes it harder to change, because ego and pride get in the way. So the formula for success is always the same. Number 1, decide what you want. You've got to be crystal clear what you're going for. Number 2, find out what you need to learn and learn it. Number 3, take action. Many of us never take action. Some people take action, but they take the same action over and over again. Number 4, notice the results that you're getting from that action. Number 5, adjust your actions till you get the results that you want. And then repeat 4 and 5 over and over. Notice the results you're getting, change your actions. Notice the results you're getting now, change your actions. And lastly, of course, is persist. Never give up. You know, we hear of overnight successes, but hey, I've been doing this for 30 years, you know. And the longer I do it, the better it gets. But it's not overnight success. It's a lot of work. So there will be failures, there will be setbacks, and I can tell you that you can count on it. And, you know, we are our wealth. We are personally our wealth. And when we fail at something, we learn it so deeply that we never forget. So failure is part of success. And your failures and setbacks can be your pain or your fuel. You decide. All the factors that you need to be successful, all the important, critical factors, are inside you. Not outside. Inside you. And it's all available to access. And there's lots and lots of people who want to help you. So, how do I share? Well, a few things I can direct you to. I have a blog. It's an RSS feed called Think Daily. You can go to thinkdaily.com and sign up for it. I have one called Think Daily for Business People as well. And you can go to my website, larryjanesky.com. And I wrote a book. And as Anita had mentioned, it's called The Highest Calling. And it's a business novel. It's an emotional story that I think you'll really connect with. I've gotten incredible feedback on this book. It won Best Business Book of 2010 at Small Business Trends, but also at the Indie Book Awards and the New England Book Festival. You will not be disappointed with this book. It's available on my website at larryjanesky.com and also on Amazon. And it's also on audio. So the last line in my book is that when you create a successful business, you improve the lives of hundreds, thousands, or even millions of people. There is no higher calling. And I believe that. Good luck with your highest calling. Thank you.